Good afternoon and welcome to Newcastle International Airport. Before I open the show properly, as usual, could some kind soul just let me know that the audio's okay before I start rambling. TCC, just seen your message. Okay for you, Simon Kirby. Thank you, buddy. Right, I'm going to say we are ready to launch, folks. So, a couple of planes inbound, about 10 minutes out. I think we've got a Logan Air ERJ 145 inbound from Southampton, and a KLM 737-700 series tucked in behind that. So we should have a good chance to open the show properly. But I thought we'd better just make sure we are good on sound. So let's get to it, as the saying goes. Of course, the thing I wanted isn't exactly in my mitts, but here we go. So here we go. Good afternoon, one and all. As I say, welcome to Newcastle, and I'm Mark, your host. For those who don't know me, I know from the chat, quick glance, you all know me. But anyone that's not in the chat and wondering who this is, it's Mark. I'm going to be your host till about 10 to 3, all things being equal. And that depends, of course, on traffic continuity. It looks like we're set fair for weather. And with the amount of blue sky, we might pick up a few overflows. So if you... overflies, not overflows. I'm thinking about something completely different. So if you see anything chunky that you think might be worth dragging the camera to in between the action, just sing it up and we'll see what we'll do. I'm afraid I'm Eddie-less, so Eddie wasn't even well enough to do his late fitness test. So the farmer's tractor tyre that I was going to get him running around the garden with hasn't been used. So he had brightened up, relapsed a bit, and he's still in poor order. Whether he joins the show through the chat later, I don't know. So I do apologise that you are Eddie Light. Good news is, and I might as well do the usual with our co-presenter, Orson is still here. So he's just coming along to take his position. I've marked him out a spot. So we'll see if he actually settles on the spot. X marks the spot. We've got the Orson emoji as well, so that is all good. Anyway, I hope you've had a great weekend so far. I know we're into Sunday, but it's far from done, so thank you for choosing to spend a bit of time with us at Newcastle while we show you the aviation action on show and hang out with friends. Some nice easy paced chat as will become self-evident as we go. And we are on reverse ops here, runway 07, so the planes are going to be coming over my shoulder and plonking down somewhere around here before rolling out all the way down there. So that'll be good, because that means from a takeoff point of view we are going to see plenty of that. So let's see how we do. Sound wise should be great for that, because, well, let's do the windsock as well. I'll do the weather forecast momentarily. Look at that, nothing much happening there, is there? Right, let me have a quick look, see that I'm not going to get ambushed by the incoming planes. Right, time to do some chat hellos, and we'll stop for a moment once the plane is well into short finals. Keith Cornell, good afternoon Keith, hope you're keeping well, buddy. Alexandra Wood is in and out, and she's right, do not forget to give these emojis a bit of a try. May want a bit more stretching, but they look readable to me. I hope you're going to enjoy them anyway. Remember, don't be too harsh on me. I've just been improvising while Eddie's been off grid. Deborah Speller, good afternoon Deborah. Ken Alloway, how are you doing Ken Alloway? Similarly, Alibi 58, how goes it? There's Donaldson, everybody from a misty Falkirk. Well, here's the thing, I fancied today to be quite misty. It was frosty when it started, but it's clear blue. But it will be tipping it down by 6 o'clock, so it's a bit of, pardon the pun, a false dawn. Our friend Daniel Watkins. Daniel, how are you keeping, my friend? Hope you're having a good day. Dopey Gore. How are you going, Dopey Gore? Hope you've got your feet up. There's something nice by the side of you. Okay, scrolling on down. Oops, here's something behind me. Let's go there, getting the hang off. The sun is behind this position, so I'm a little bit squinty, trying to get a visual on a plane that I can kind of reference on flight radar. Anyway, good to see Daniel Watkins. I've seen your further comment. You are okay. Good stuff, bud. Carl Shield, how goes it in Dublin? Simon Kirby, thanks for the earlier sound check and being with us today. It's a football free show today though, so don't be pounding me on the football front. I'm in a state of mourning. Terry Stapley, how are you going, Terry? Hoping you're having some of this sunshine in East Yorkshire. Don't know if there's enough to go around. Similarly with TCC as well, thanks so much for the sound check and for joining us this afternoon. We'll have to see the plane. Right, so first action of the show, folks. I'll apologise in advance. It's a bit squelchy still here, so you might get to hear apart from periodic metro trains, the sound of my wellies squelching. Old Farmer Giles here. Yarr. Right, KLM are inbound behind this, I do know that, so I better get a wriggle on. Where did I get to? Wayne Tennant. Hello Wayne, hope it's all good down there in Bishop Auckland, not that far away. All good with me, Wayne. To be honest with you, it's a lovely feeling to be able to get out the house on what is a really cold day here. We'll do weather in a minute. Just going to put the camera somewhere neutral while we await the Logan Air flight to come into view, or the KLM to show itself first. Anyway, no, all is good. Although I've noticed the weather forecast could be a bit shaky for Edinburgh tomorrow, but we'll take a closer stock take on that in the morning, to be honest. Debbie, hello Debbie, hope you're having a great Sunday. Definitely hear something, so let's go and find it. So this will be a KLM Boeing 737 700. Just trying to see where the devil it is. Oh, I see it. Very compact. Regulation puff of rubber. Do you know what, that Embraer that came in a few minutes ago, it is, we need that snail taxi emoji, don't we, because it's dawdling in. Looks like we have Aer Lingus now inbound as well from Dublin, and we departed 48 minutes ago. It's small minutes away, folks, so I better jump back into the chat very quickly before I forget where I've been. Ken's got Orson the horse deployed. I've got a feeling Orson's going to have a role to play in the merriment that comes with this show. He usually does, doesn't he? Remember, as long as it doesn't tinkle in my broadcast box, I'd rather be tinkled on me. Chris Marshall. Hello Chris, how you doing? Yes, they have, but they haven't cut all the bushes. I'll come back on that in a minute. I just don't think I'll have, well, I might have time. So what they've done is every so often, like here, they've left it long. Here, left it long. Now whether that's strategic pruning, I don't know, but both of those spots do partially obstruct the view. See more effort not to trim all the way across, but you know, is what it is. LA girl, hello, LA girl. How goes it? Hope you have a great Sunday. You've been out catching waves. I think the waves around here will freeze you to the core. Still can't see that plane, so I think I dare to look a bit further down the chat. DB Bassman, DB, how goes it? Twinkle twinkle little star, where is my ATR? Oh well, let's just track for this for the minute. Nice way to open, 3 arrivals in short order. See people joining us all the time, so welcome to the show. I'm Mark, your host, Stephen Marchant. Of course we know Stephen. Hope all is good with you, Stephen. I'll pull away from this shortly. Oh, 2 for 1. Look how fast that one was belting along. It's going to take track position. Nip and tuck. That's lovely. This one looks like it's going straight down the pit lane to gate 1. And so it proves. Terry the artist. How are you doing, Terry? I hope you're keeping well. Melonpan 78, how are you doing? Why, I pet, I don't qualify for that kind of linguistic credibility, being a Midlander myself. So that's an ATR. A bit like cricket, you need 2 or 3 overs to get your eye in. But I can hear it, so I'm not going to get a hearing claim in, that is self-evident. White Wild, how are you doing? Weather is not bad, mate. Although I think we're going to have what you've got in Warrington, probably about 6 o'clock here, is this big fat belt of rain which I think is travelling the country, isn't it? So, calm before the storm. Although it's not really a storm, it's just going to be more of a deluge, I think. We'll see. I like it when the weather bods are wrong, in our favour, of course. Terry the artist is ready for a chilled afternoon. I think we speak for all of us, Terry. DB's got bright sunshine in Edinburgh. Crikey, and it's misty foggy at Falkirk. You've got to grab the weather where you can. First chopper of the show, folks, I think. Yeah, Federale's inbound. So in terms of the heavy action for the show, that is going to be the Emirates 777, as is customary generally at Newcastle. Goes out around 1:10 It came in early, good 20 minutes early I think, off the top of my head, and therefore gives itself every chance of going out on time, so we look forward to that. There is also a rather nifty private charter, an AirX CRJ2, give it its Sunday name, the Mitsubishi Challenger 850, which is pretty natty. If you look it up on Flight Radar, smashing picture. Don't think I can see it from this position, so unfortunately can't give you a taster. I thought I got a file photo of it, but I haven't, having spent an hour discovering that my categorization process needs a lot more help. Right, Josh Scott, how you doing, Josh? And Derek Wilson, how are you doing? Amanda and Derek in Edinburgh. Well, thank you so much for joining this show here at a pretty chilled out Newcastle. It's weather's good, as we were discussing. Not really very windy. Some nice action. It's not an overly intensive programme, as you would expect for an airport that probably shifts about 4 million people a year, but it's a nice blend of everything, and hopefully folks will just find it complements a nice easy Sunday afternoon. What we try to do. Got a new piece of kit to trial today. You'll be delighted to know it's not electrical in any way, shape or form. Well, not in the traditional sense, although I guess it does rely on the flow of electrons to actually work. So I've got these pocket warmers I picked up yesterday. I've been using disposable ones previously. These are like reusables, like a bag of gel. So I'm going to spark those up as soon as I find a judicious moment. So as always, good people, if we could get likes on the board nice and early, and if you're new to the channel, not yet subscribed, well, I think we say give us a try. And of course, if you're subscribed, you can hang out in the chat, which I think will be self-evident, will add to your leisure Sunday afternoon. No heavy lifting on this channel, especially on a Sunday. Seems particularly sharp. Something else coming in. Sorry, I'm behind whoever's calling that in the chat. Easy. Well, in they come. I'm torn because I'm throwing a total blank on this one. Bristol or Belfast? I'm going to say Bristol. Almost certainly making it Belfast. Stick on that while it rolls out. Give me a chance to get back in there. Just seen Dopey Gup's comment. I'm not sure. I'm not dropping any frames at this end, so you might be having a YouTube moment. Not seeing any. Anyway, I'll watch the chat carefully on that. Phil, hello my friend. No, you've not missed the 777. If you have, I want shooting. Let's just quickly reassure you. There she is. So see, she blows again. I quite like saying that, as you have noticed. So no, you've missed nothing. Due out at 1:10. So Dopey Gup has got a loop. Ken hasn't got it, and I'm not seeing any other people suffering that one. But I don't doubt YouTube will have the ability. I'm guessing you've tried refreshing Dopey Gup. It might pay you to go out the stream and come back in. But I can't think of there's no setting that I control that would deliver that outcome. And I'm not dropping any frames either, so it wouldn't be anything to do that. Yeah, Steve Marchant, interesting. I'm looking at the comment about EasyJet, that sort of transitioning away from the 319 to the A321. Put a big order in, didn't they, the other week? Like 157 aircraft. I think 101 or something like, but all A321s. Which, if you think about it, kind of makes sense. I think the A319 is going to disappear with increasing tempo. Brussels Airlines similarly have just, I mean, they're not a particularly big airline, but they've just got an order in for 4 A320 Neos, and that is to displace A319s. So, direction of travel, let's enjoy that side of things while it's there. And this plane is from Bristol, so my 50-50 landed correctly for once. Just shows you the law of probability does actually work. Looking at Wayne Tennant's comment in the chat, why just from Bristol to Newcastle, don't see the point. I'd be honest, intuitively I wasn't really sure what the demand would be for seats, but it's a blinking long journey on a train, not a very nice journey at all, and in a car even longer. So I don't know, BBC are based at Bristol, aren't they? Cheltenham's not too far away with GCHQ and that, so maybe there's a lot of high-end jobs. Got the university, of course. It's an interesting one, there's no question. These airline bods know what they're doing, don't they? Most of the time. Must be some money at it. I don't know to what extent the government's subsidise internal UK routes. Don't know if folks have an understanding of that in the chat. I don't know that there's a kind of retainer that is paid to, I don't know, if you think about back when we had Flybe, obviously it was a bit of a disaster for everybody that version 1.2 or whatever went under, but once you start losing the regional connectivity, it does have an economic impact, so who knows. Wayne asks about EasyJet doing flights to Alicante. I don't know that one, Wayne. I'm sure if you've got it from somewhere it's probably right. I did a quick scroll just to see, sorry about the squelching going on, before I came out the house, just to see if there was anything new Newcastle airporty that might be of interest to you all, but I think we'll watch this space on that. I can imagine there being demand for it. It's just a case of who else is offering that route. I think Ryanair might do Alicante from here, but maybe they don't. Dave Gulp's watching on his phone. Take the hammer to it. Yeah, Ken Alloway, definitely don't touch anything. I just look down. If I'm not dropping any frames, I can't tempt Paul Barnes, our friend in Edinburgh. How are you doing? Hope you're ready for some nice, relaxed plane spotting. Let's just loiter on the EasyJet inbound. Yeah, it's a proper bog here. Oh, Chris Marshall says 777 overhead. What's that? 12:54. I'm 3 minutes out, so I think I've squandered them. Oh, hang on. What is that? Let's just have a quick look. I might not have squandered it. Maybe a turn up for the books. Yeah, I think I can get that one. Let's have a think how that would best be expedited. It's in exactly the worst place for me at the minute. I don't have enough HDMI slack to get on it, but that calculation will change in a minute. Let's have a look. Nah, it's going to be too steep for me, but I'll get it in a minute. I seem to have created a slight buzz, not the kind of buzz I wanted. So let's just have a see what I might have irritated. Shouldn't have gone chasing that really. Right, I think I might have to grab it. There you go, folks. So about the buzzing, I'll nail that momentarily. Anyway, let's put it back somewhere static. Get my feet moving again out of this porridge. I'll just loiter on the deboarding action. Just me tiffling, folks. Hopefully you've got me back. I think you have. Anyway, that was your 777. You're going to see another one in a bit. DB, I keep meaning to look at the Bristol Newcastle fares because I had this idea when we first started streaming that I'd try and get an early flight out, do some Bristol and come back, but the movements didn't really make it worth doing the price research, to be honest. Foxy B has reached the 6-month milestone. Aviator class member. Good afternoon, Mark and Eddie, Foxy B says. Sorry, Foxy, it's just me. Eddie's not even in the chat, is he? He was awful yesterday. Me and his mum popped round, as you do. He really was dire. He had looked bright enough to make this, and he was really keen to do it, especially as he realised it wasn't going to rain. But no, poor lad's absolutely spanked. Let's do some fireworks anyway. Yeah, so it's the Mark show. Not to be confused with the Marx Brothers. Right, let's get back into the swing. Mark Sanderson been on his caravan decking in Northumberland, spotting the high levels. Checking out the plane of the day, the Lufty 7478, a beauty. Well, actually, you've reminded me, Mark, we've got a couple of other bits content highlights to share with you later as well. So you're mentioning the 747 is timely, actually. So courtesy of Ken Alloway, one of our members and moderator, we have the Cargo Lux 747-400 freighter in the retro livery at Prestwick. Some lovely snaps there. And new member Terry the Artist also enjoys a photograph or two, has kindly shared a couple of photographs with us of a 737-800 Blue Air, I think that one is, and a Philippine Air A350. So when I was on the box there, for some moment I thought I dropped a frame. Luckily I've not. So that's all good. Sarah Lancaster, hello to you in France. Which part of France is the question that begs? Hope you're getting some weather that looks a bit like this. Blue skies. Let's just quickly give you that's roughly what we got. Bit of cloud, but we're set fair for a dry show, I think. Although I've come tooled up for a wet one. It looks like we've got a wet one tomorrow at Edinburgh, but I'm committing to that one, and if we have to back out in the morning because the rain is going to be too much, so be it. But you know what weather forecasts are like. A few miles here and there to the left or right, it could be game on. Nick Gray, our friend in Boston, Massachusetts, -2. We're just playing at it, aren't we, Nick? I was saying earlier on in the show, I've got my pocket warmers, which it's today's new bit of kit. They're reusable ones. You squeeze a disc. I'm doing it now just to set it going before I forget. So squeeze the disc and the liquid will go opaque. Let's see if that's true. So while that's happening, a bit like one of those celebrity cooking shows where you set something going, break a few eggs, chuck the contents into a pan and do something else for a couple of minutes. So the sounds you hear are me rustling around in coat pockets, trying to do what the thing said it to do. Squeeze the disc, it said. Wait for it to go opaque. Not a promising start. I'm seeing an awful lot of opaqueness happening. Unless I misread that. Locate the metal disc and bend it till it clicks. Oh right, I didn't do that. Bend it till it clicks. Oh yeah. That might be inconclusive. Sam further away, good afternoon Sam. 1:10 is the notional answer to your question. These pocket warmers, I think you need to have an IQ of 150 to make them work. Clearly rules me out. More on that in a bit. I'll keep you posted. Sarah Lancaster is between Lyon and Geneva. Weather is poor. The sun was out this morning, but now it's raining. I think you've pretty much... Oh, never mind me pranning on. Look at that. Sam further away. There's the confirmation of departure on our triple. So we should get some great sound off that. I did think it had a good chance of being out early, as it arrived 20 minutes early. Let's just zone in a bit. 7:37. Oh, sorry. 7. Get your teeth in, Mark. 777-300. I think there's a 3 in there somewhere. Extended range. I was just going to look at my notes just to see where this one's been. You know, I tend to like to keep a bit of a watching brief on where these things whiz off to. And you know what? Oh, here we go. So kind of usual ones really. Denpasar, Indonesia, Hyderabad, India, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, all visited in the last week, as has been Islamabad, Pakistan, Copenhagen, Lahore, Pakistan, Colombo, Sri Lanka and Frankfurt. So it's been a busy plane. Most of those destinations seem to be a common feature of whichever plane we get here. Tell you what I did do though, for related interest, I was curious about ticket prices on this plane. Just a bit of fun really. So, hypothetical scenario, Newcastle to Dubai, Monday the 20th of November. What do you reckon, folks? Lowest economy fare. So that's going out next Monday, coming back the Monday after. Although it's actually that's the one-way leg I'm talking about. Yeah, cheapest economy seat. See if anyone buzzes in on that one. Checking out that emoji action. 777 getting lots of love in the chat. Talibai 58, TCC, Ken Alloway, DB Bassman, Dobie Gore. Ken's back for some more. Les Donaldson's having a hat-trick. And Nick Gray with a nice half a dozen. And of course we're going to see this plane good and close up because we are running effectively what we call reverse ops here. Runway 07. It's going to pull up right in front of our position. Right, back to the chat. Cheapest economy seat. Wayne Tennant opens the bidding at 500. DB Bassman undercuts him. Very shrewd there, DB. 495. You get everything between £1 and 495. Alibi's bearing down hard. It's with Alibi at the minute. Sorry, Cyril Denham, and good afternoon to you, Cyril. Ken Holloway, no. Alibi's comfortably in front, I think, on this. He's not on the nail. 285. Which I thought was pretty good, actually. I mean, whether the return flight would cost you the numbers that are being quoted in the chat, because it's a bit like that sometimes, isn't it? But yeah, 285. Anyway, I'll not put this one to auction because you might. I think the canvas is just too big. But it then follows business class. I thought, oh, okay, so what's business class? 1,500 quid or £1,524 and 60 pence. That would have been the cheapest seat available on Monday, the 20th of November. Anyway, drum roll. Bum, 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 bum. First class. I was saying to Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation, oh, I'd love to try this, but it's just financial madness. First class on that flight, £3,236. So, if you've got that kind of loot, it must be a lovely way to get about. I've got, actually, while I think about it, I'll post it in the community post that follows the show in the next couple of days. While I was doing some research for the show, I found this really nice walkthrough of the Emirates 777. I'll bob the link on so folks who are interested can check it out. It was pretty swish, I'll be honest, as you'd expect. I'm guessing you're talking about the catering, are you, Les, on the triple? Roll on square and tatty scone? Or is that what you're about to tuck into? So, where did Mark Sanderson? He had 695 on his bid. As Ken says, it's cheap. I mean, I thought it still looked pretty generous. I thought, you'd get checked luggage, because it'd be almost insane, wouldn't it, going to Dubai without checked luggage for a week, well, although it's a single fare in itself. Yeah, I thought that was good. No question. But like I say, I think the real devil in the detail is what would it cost you to get back? And as Nick says, this will be a nice noise on departure, actually. There's no wind, but I have to keep an eye on Orson the horse. I'll not put the camera on Orson at the minute because the plane is obviously, Orson's here for the afternoon. That's the most tactful way of putting it. Simon Kirby keeps getting booted. Well, that is weird. You and Dopey Gulp seem to be having a bit of turbulence. Although I'm relieved to see that people aren't getting any ads in stream. Ian MacArthur loses volume. Anybody else reporting that? Not seeing anything at my end that would point there, but like I say, if it's a YouTube specific gremlin, we've definitely got sound outputs at this end. Yeah, Josh Scott, I think that was my thinking when I thought to fly on this plane 285 and that kind of distance, if you don't pick your flights correctly, it will cost you more than that to go Heathrow economy. Mindful as the clock ticks up, we've got 77 people in the show at the minute, so good afternoon to each and every one of you. I'm Mark, so if you don't know me, pleased to meet you. And if you do know me, welcome back. Sadly no Eddie, he wasn't even well enough in the end to do the pre-show fitness test, so you have just me. But the action will look exactly the same. We've got a nice afternoon for it. Thank you, DB Bassman. Like I say, all my monitors say things are good, but I do not dispute YouTube's potential to throw a curveball up. We had advert gate last week. Looks like we've got an Air Canada, what, an Air Canada 330 above us. Can't get us on it though, folks, without leaving this behind, so let's take the thing that's up front. Thank you, Josh Scott, confirming you're good as well with sound. I'm happy with that. Hopefully your turbulence will pass, Ian. Dopey go. However you do it, mate. However you do it. Don't be jumping off though when playing Call of Duty. You think we don't know? Look at that. It's nice that the sun is obliging us with a nice bit of dazzlement on the cockpit. Good afternoon, David McDonough. Hope you are well, and Sunday is proving to be good with you. Certainly here at Newcastle, things are ticking along nicely. We've got the 777 going out. Apart from the usual movements that you would expect, EasyJet, Loganair, Aer Lingus, KLM, that sort of thing, Chewy amongst others. We've got the AirX CRJ2, Mitsubishi 850 Challenger. Worth checking out on Flight Radar, folks. Smashing little plane. I say little plane, it is a small plane, but either which way. Tony McCall, good afternoon, Tony. Hope all is shipshape with you. Foxy B is back. Do not apologise. Phones do ring. Mine not very often. Ian Doan, hello Ian. Hope you're having a good Sunday. As we sit strapped in, waiting for this 777-300 to wend its way out to line up and set off for Dubai. Yeah, Ken, I think this is a good plane of the day contender. Normally you'd say, if we were opening a book, you'd always fancy the triple at Newcastle, wouldn't you? But I'd just say suspend judgment till you see that AirX go out. It hasn't got the oomph and the scale of this engineering marvel, admittedly, but you know, it's a good looking thing in its own way. But yeah, there's nothing not to love here, is there? Yes, I'll take a swig of water. Let's just see what might be coming or might not be coming in. Well, I can't see why this is holding as long as it is. There's a few planes in the sky above, but I guess it's just where it feeds in. Next arrival is going to be a Jet 2 from Alicante. We were talking, weren't we, earlier on about whether EasyJet had got a new route for next year. Certainly Jet 2 operate to there, but I don't think they're alone. I have this notion that Ryanair do as well. Yes, Ken, I think these are GEs, I think, although it might be worth checking it out for certain. Almost certain they're GE90s. I stand to be corrected. I didn't think that Emirates had, I thought they were all GE90s, but I'm probably wrong on the 300. Ooh. So if you're enjoying the show, folks, give us that like, and if you're not yet subscribed, give us a go. Anyway, back to the chat. Ken, not Ken, sorry, Simon Kirby talking to Ken. You're just too dry, Simon. RV211s, eh? I think last time we streamed from here, the 777 held for what seemed to be quite a long time. I think it's moving though. I detect a feather. Just cresting 100 concurrent viewers. Welcome to each and every one of you. I think we kind of looked in a bit today because the wind direction only changed earlier this morning, which of course is now giving us this view. Anyway, I'll shut up, let the plane do the talking. Just hypnotised by it. Well, I suppose I better let it go at that distance. It'll probably get a bit too shaky as I chase it to that extent, given the speed that it is departing from us. Yeah, I'm with you, DB. The moment is fleetingly beautiful, isn't it? You get the noise and then it's gone. So next plane for us, Jet 2 inbound from Lanzarote. Just trying to figure where other things fit in the sequence of the show. Alibi's got the teapot on, that's just what's needed. I'll tell you what also is needed, trying to make these blooming pocket warmers work. Let's have a look again. To activate, locate the metal disc and bend it till it clicks. Massage the gel for optimal performance. Bend it till it clicks. Well, that's clicked. I'm just massaging my gel bag. Well, bent it till it snapped in two. So, I don't know if that's what they had in mind. Probably £5 down the toilet. Let's see. Anyway, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, I think we might delve into some of our batch of photos. But that EasyJet is, not EasyJet, Jet 2 is, it says 6 minutes away now. It looks like it's going to be routing to the west of us initially. Right, I'm going to dive in, do some photos. This is what you have to do when you get the space. Ooh, Les Donaldson, could be a Parton via P68 inbound. Ewan, good afternoon, Ewan. So, oh yeah, I've just spotted you, Ewan. Just realised I need to put my chat onto all messages. Anyway, let's watch on that one. Right, we've got a little tiddler coming that I seem to have missed. Must have come in, must have landed in the other end. Was that the plane Les was talking about? I don't think it is. DB Bassman's getting the oven fired up for chicken and asparagus pie. Lovely stuff, DB. Just the time of year, isn't it, for a nice pie? Although I tend to think all 12 months of the year are generally quite nice for pies, but that is a different thing. So Ken Alloway's got the turbo props out. I'm guessing that was for that one that I missed that has just peeled off. Certainly the wind direction hasn't changed, happily, so we are going to keep ops in this direction. Have I got time to show that photograph? I have. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Right, let's have a look. Still here, just in my own little... Right, so this is off to Prestwick first, I think. If I can find what I'm looking for. Grass is steaming up. Let's put this up on the screen and see how I do. Okay, Prestwick, Cargo Lux 747-400 freighter inbound. So a sequence of shots. So on approach. Just love that retro livery. Nice catch, Ken. For some reason the credits aren't showing, so these Cargo Luxes are Ken Alloway's, just for the avoidance of doubt. I put tags on all of these, but for some reason the tags haven't transferred over. Yeah, thing of beauty there. I'm sure there's one more to have on the landing. And then for the departure, this was back in October, wasn't it, Ken? Like the 15th of October or something in that region. Guessing you were getting pretty chilly by now. Anyway, this always makes me smile. Check this out. Ken's sequence of getting waves from Cargo Lux pilots is just exceptional. I'm starting to think he's got some kind of billboard or something that he mallets into the ground behind his position. Either which way, strike rate is formidable. So here we go. And the thing is with this one, well, we've already seen that. I knew I'd gone out of sequence. Now it's off. Check out that spray as well. Cracking work, Ken. Cracking. And up and away. Beautiful. So, that's a quick foray. And it looks like they're bringing the EasyJet in at the other end. It must just, yeah, they've switched, folks. They really have switched. So, KLM are on the way out to Amsterdam, and we are now operating runway 25, believe it or not. Good thing I didn't come with the graphics today. So I can see the Jet 2 that's on finals. I thought that light aircraft that came in was an exception with the lack of wind speed and everything. I know ATC have a degree of discretion, don't they? Right, what's we going to do best here? I'm just going to wait us here, I think, while... In fact, no, I'm not. You're here to watch planes, aren't you? So let's have this EasyJet that is returning to Bristol. As soon as the Jet 2 gets into gettable range, I'll put the camera on it. Can't say fairer than that. Yeah, thanks Alibi. Seen your message. I hadn't foreseen that coming. I really hadn't. Good old KLM. They've now managed to get down the far end of the track pretty quickly. I'll tell you what, as an aside, and it's not a today thing really, but KLM made me think because they feature in the story. Those of you who read Airliners World, have you seen December's edition? I was reading the article about the Tenerife accident involving a KLM 747 and a Pan Am 747 back in what, 77? I mean, it's just a litany of what could go wrong, and if you think about the progress that the aviation industry has made since, I don't know, it was a compelling read. I don't generally care much for the accident side of things. You've seen that box that says prefer not to have to think hard about it, but no, it was hell of a thing. Well, Ken, yes, technically you're getting a wave every time, and I don't know how you're doing it, but you're doing it. I think we know on this show my track record of getting waves. It's lamentable, truly lamentable. See if Martin says Globemaster overhead. That's 2 minutes ago. We think that might be it. Could be. We'll have to check the Jet 2 first though and see what can be done. They're liking the gloom. I think the sun has definitely finished for the day. The plane I'm thinking is that Globemaster. There's two actually overhead now. I'll have to just triangulate that if I get chance. So hi to anyone that's just joined, I'm Mark, and thanks for joining us at Newcastle, on air till about 10 to 3. KLM next out the door. We'll just escort this plane off the runway. We better get to it. Our first departure from runway 25 of the show, so I'm kind of hoping I've got enough slack on cables because I didn't set up expecting runway 25. So the plane you're looking at, KLM 777, as Ken says, 15 years old. Ken, however you're doing it, you're doing it. We need a conversation, because when I do the mound at Edinburgh, my wave ratio isn't good. Here it's non-existent. They don't even wave at Eddie. See the sun is gone. Ah, very nice indeed. So what's happening? What is happening, folks? I think I'd know, wouldn't you? I don't. There we go. EasyJet heading off to Bristol. A320. We've got that Jet 2 inbound from Alicante that is just parking up. 2 o'clock should see the AirX CRJ2 going out to forgotten, Vienna. And who doesn't think of an Ultravox song of the 80s when you say Vienna? I can't hit the notes, but those who are around will know. Vienna came in from Marrakesh last night, did the CRJ, so that's due out at 2 last I looked anyway. Debbie, you are right, Ken has got a talent for photography, and I think as a friend of the show he is well, invaluable. Prestwick is the home of pretty much a niche interest, isn't it? They get great military through there. Another plane on finals. Let's just see who that might be. Sorry if I'm talking and not watching. Vulcan Air, that's that P68 in on finals. This is what Les was on about earlier, isn't it? I won't go in hot. Turbo prop for us. So we've got Terry the artist to show yet. So we've got a couple of great ones from Terry. Of course, members of our Facebook page, so if you are part of that group you'll know about it, but if you are executive lounge and you're not in the Facebook page and you are positive with Facebook, that's an option for you, part of your membership package. But Terry at the minute has been posting I think one a day on there. It's almost replaced my vitamins as a source of my well-being, seeing what we've got on the blocks next. See how much of this we get before it squirts out of view. Pretty attractive. Liking this yellow splash on the nose, not seeing enough of that. Yeah, we're not going to get any more of that. So I'll give you some of this. In fact, before I give you that, let's have this. Aer Lingus wending their way out. Ken, oh sorry, Ken, Les talks about the P68 doing pipeline checks. Pilot throws it into tight turns. Looks handy piece of kit. Dropped here for a bit of fuel. Right, EasyJet's lined up, so I suppose we'd better get ready. I'm trying to minimise on my telescope exposure. There's that. Lieutenant, welcome back. Just made your dinner. Keep away from the food. I'm famished. I have got a snack, so I apologise in advance. You're gonna get some rustling briefly, of course. Yeah, the sun has dropped off now, so it feels a lot colder. The visuals may be a little darker, well, will be. Right, I think that ATR is going to go out short. You see there, it's just peeling off through the bushes. Let's wait for it there. Not ideal for us, but let's just see. Connor O'Malley. Hello Connor, how goes it? Well, you've only got Mark, so from Eddie's point of view, not going quite so well. He's well under the weather. He was ill at the back end of the working week, had a bit of a rally, and then fell off a cliff yesterday, and just ain't in contention for today, unfortunately. But so he's not keeping well. I'm in the pink, which probably a blow if you tuned in hoping for Eddie. Oh no, it is going long. That was an optical illusion. It's all good. Foxy B says, well, weather not good in Nottingham. Steve Marchant has got a 737 flight sim experience. Never done it, mate. I bet it's good. I think Eddie has got that on his imminent wish list. To be fair, Paul Barnes can't wait to get working de-icing the amazing Qatar 787 in a few weeks. You are going to be put to it, Paul, I'm telling you. You know it, don't you? I think we've not started yet, have we, for the cold stuff? We really haven't. Britannia 79, or 079, the winter timetable feels thin. There is no getting away from that, but I can't decide if that is a initial transition. We'll have to see how it flattens out. I know we're not the only regional airport that is wrestling with that impact on traffic levels. So it may make a difference to the hours that we favour here at Newcastle. And it's one of the reasons why today's show is a relatively short one. Will be done by 10 to 3. The action just doesn't roll through. So that might be a feature of the winter, shorter Newcastle shows. I have to be honest, we did well at Edinburgh on previous forays since the 1st of November. Connor, I will definitely pass on your good wishes to Eddie. He'll appreciate that, mate. I don't think he's going to work tomorrow. Kind of surreal, really. Only a week ago, at this exact time in the afternoon, we were busy putting the final flourishes together on the members Q&A, and a week later seems an age ago. It really does. There's Donaldson. I think you might be exiting or exited if I've got this correct. Thanks for joining us, Les. Gotta go. Yeah, see you tomorrow, weather permitting, buddy. Right, have I got a chance to show you Terry's photos? I think I have, but let me just quickly do a horizon check. Seems to be a lot bleeping on the deck here, although I don't see many planes. So is that overflies? Let's have a look. I think my flight radar had choked. So we've got a couple of good overflies. Let's have a look. We have a Delta Airlines 330 being pursued by a 747 Lufty, I think. Yeah, off to Washington. So let's have a look. See what I can do for you, folks. You know I like to please if I can. I think that might be the Delta 330. But those of you with flight rate, oh hang on, no, I don't think it is. That's 747. That's 74, I think, is it? No? Definitely. That'd be a Lufty then. Ooh, I think I say it, go in a minute. Hang it in there, hang it in there, hang it in there. It's like 360 cam. Might be able to pick it up on the overpass. Let's just check there's nothing else causing any excitement. Just bear with me, folks. So let's just park up on this unassuming Ryanair. No Ryanairs in this afternoon show. Oh, right, I'll give you two here. So, that is the Delta. I don't know what the difference in altitude is. And can I get any of the other? Go on, Bennett, if you saw me now, no dignity in my current position. So that's that. There you are. Farewell, amigo. Off to Washington. If you can see me now, I'm in some kind of squat position. It's like a stress position, really. Anyway, I think we're losing that for cloud cover. Call that it. Not as flexible as I once was. Right, I'm just going to dob you here momentarily, team. So let's move in next on the network. We've got a JetBlue overflying. Let's not worry too much about that. Mindful as well, people will be joining all the time, and that includes our friend JCG, all the way the other side of the world in Sao Paulo City, Brazil. Welcome to the show, JCG. Welcome back, should I say. LA girl likes the overhead. I'll be honest with you, LA, I don't get many pilot waves, and I don't find many overheads either. It must be easy today. Must be like shooting fish in a barrel. Connor O'Malley says a C-17 also. Let's have a look. Right, I see no vapor trails yet, but I'll have a quick look at flight radar. Ken Alloway, Alibi 58, thanks fellas. Foxy B, you are right. Queen Lufty. Definitely a divert here would have gone a long way. TCC, stunning shot, thank you so much. It's just gorgeous to see it. It is nice when the clouds occasionally part for you. So, train in the background. Thank you, Paul Barnes. Just confirming the differential between the Delta 330 and the Lufty. So the Delta cruising at 36,000 and the Lufty 2,000 below that. DB. This is why Eddie was needed for today. We had an extra feature we wanted to try and test today, but it, oops, crikey, that's me knocking things about. But it requires both of you in town, to be honest. But yeah, imminent vertigo. I thought I was going to tip backwards at one point. I'd have been suction bound if I had. I would have needed someone to pry me out the ground. Oh, dear me. Now, as I seem to have knackered the first of my pocket warmers, bend it till it clicks. I've clicked and it snapped. Perhaps I'll try the other one. So, beetling our way. What else we got? We've got a Lufthansa 350-900 going to Charlotte, USA. And in front of that, an Air Canada 767-300. That's a cargo as well. So we'll watch out for that. South of Sunderland at the minute. I don't think it's going to overfly us, if I'm honest. Right, let's try this again. Oh, that clicked. Ah, I think I might have worked it out now. It's like a disc in a bag, and the disc sort of inverts itself if you push on it carefully enough, whereas last time I just brute forced it until it snapped. Oh well, see if that works. go for the photo. Terry, are you still in the show? So, a couple of snaps on Terry, which absolutely loved as well. So, let's go with this one. See, the tags are on this, but they weren't on the previous set, and they all were tagged. Oh, I don't know. I did all the editing the night before with tags and everything, and then just whipped them across on a memory card. Anyway, so this is one that Terry shot Heathrow, I think. Air Philippine A350. That is pretty beautiful, isn't it? Although, who doesn't like a 350? It's a bit like the 747 in that sense, isn't it? There must be somebody in the world who doesn't like 350s and 747s. But yeah, nice one. And Bennett, try again. Fingers are freezing up now. Check this one out. Not seen this one before, to be honest. Blue Air 737-800. Apparently the chap on the tail fin, King Carol I of Romania. I did mean to look up a useful and entertaining fact about King Carol I of Romania, but I failed. But I love the plane. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves back to terra firma. Have a quick look see and see. We're getting a bit light on action, aren't we? I'll tell you what we'll do, folks. The AirX should go out at 2. If the action dries up, we'll take an early finish, because I think too much of your time to make frivolous with it and show you no action. That's just not how we roll up plain sailing aviation. Right, let's have a look. So the Jet 2 inbound from Malaga delayed coming in at 2:30. Jet 2 from Faro due in at 2:06. Oh, we're in the game there. And our Chewy from Malaga is going to fall outside the show. So folks, sorry we're not getting to use the Chewy emoji. We'll bank that one for the next time out. Not sure we'll see any Chewies at Edinburgh tomorrow, but who knows. So the inbound Jet 2 is just about level with Darlington. And what was the other major observation I wanted to make around? Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to just check on the AirX departure, because it may well be that I might take a slightly earlier finish if that's the way the action rock and rolls. Is that winter time? Yeah, here we go. AirX, definitely going to stream that one. Goes out at 2:10, so we'll have that. And everything else looks like it's gone, which will account for the fact that the terminal is a little bit quiet at the minute. Let's go back to the chat, see what's occurring. Well, Terry the artist, a bit like McKen, is cheers to you both. I always say to folks, as long as it's your work and you're okay with us using it, credited it in the stream, I love to show other people's snaps. I mean, let's be honest, unless you're filming at Heathrow, most other places you don't get to see these kind of planes. Not really. Anyway, it's super stuff. Crikey, Tony McCall can't see anything but sun. The sun's just cleared off here, Tony. I mean, it's more cloud behind us, to be fair. It's not just that late afternoon thing, but it's, yeah, it definitely feels like an autumnal afternoon, and this gel bag still ain't heating up. Maybe it's because these are reusable because you put them in boiling water. I'll show you at the end of the show. Perhaps you have to put them in boiling water for the first use. You certainly can't microwave them. They'd certainly emphasise that. Okay. So today's test on pocket warming came up rather short. Tell you what, folks, I am going to reach for a snack bar though. Please forgive an old man that's peckish. Our friend Russell is on commentary. Well, I've just seen Ken your message about the JetBlue Neo. No, I wouldn't have got that, I don't think, Ken. The cloud is now pretty much over that route with the odd little dapple of blue. Ironically, the only really blue bit is directly above the position, which I couldn't put the camera on anyway. We'll rotate the camera. So you'll see not an awful lot parked on the front. Chewy, almost certainly chewy. I think, Tony, looking at your comment about overflies, until literally I think about 10 minutes ago, I think the sky here was as good as I remember it for months. Everything seemed to be coming straight down the track, but the cloud is kind of sprawling over us bit by bit, which is preparing, I guess, for the rain that is due in by 6 o'clock. Ken, Russell is very reliable for commentary. Eddie's not here, even Awesome. Where's the horse gone? Where's the horse? Has it gone? You know when you start eating, you know what happens, don't you?
Don't know, should be alright.
He knows.
It'll be fine.
Henry, one of our members who stood, you wouldn't sit around here, is eating something at the minute, and as he knows, as I know, that if the horse hears a crinkle or anything, he'll be here. And it just occurred to me, I was rustling away and the horse wasn't here. Oh, Logan Air in the action. Not sure where it's going. Let's have a look. Where could it be going? Not oh, it is transponding now. Well, something's transponding. Not that one. So I'm not sure what's happening there. I think I've got a little light aircraft transponding away in the bizjet part, a Diamond DA62, privately owned, going to Nell's Air Hub. But it's not visible yet, folks, so I'll not dob you on that. I'm going to guess this might be going back to Southampton, but I really don't know. I mean, that is one of the things, isn't it? I was saying on a recent Edinburgh stream, Logan Air are spending a bunch of money, aren't they, refurbishing the ERJ's 145s. I think they've finished one, and they've got, I think, 12 more to do, something in that region. And that will include improved navigation systems. So I'm going to guess that an aspect, indirect dividend of that perhaps, will be they'll be more consistent with flight radar. It's good to see that Logan Air are staying invested with the type though, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, we like a bit of variety. Can't be all 737s and A320s, can it? Even the big stuff benefits from seeing some of the little stuff. Ken, I hope he's not behind me. Although now I've got nothing for him, I think I'm free and clear. Let's wait for that the other side of the bushes, like highwaymen. Ken confirms that Jet 2 from Faro 7 minutes out. That was 13:55, so it'll be about 4 minutes out. Yeah, alibi. The weather for tomorrow, I'm going to get up, I'm going to charge everything up, I'm going to assume I'm going and make a decision at home. If it looks 50-50, 60-40, I'll probably still go and give it a go. We'll see. It's a right pain, isn't it? Because there's no point. As you know, I don't mind a bit of rain and I don't mind the wind, although I don't think the wind's a particular factor tomorrow. But the last I looked, the rain looked a bit difficult, if I'm honest. And particularly with it being an easterly wind, I don't really want it driving at the camera as I pan towards the terminal, because I'll be up on the mound, won't I? The dear aviation spotting. Hello, big wave to you, my friend. Hope all is good. We are literally in that window where we have a Jet 2 inbound, this Logan Air outbound, we're not quite sure where, and we have an AirX CRJ2 due out in about 10 minutes. And then, if the action isn't continuous, we'll take an early bath. This should go up nice and smart. I'll tell you what, a few birds circulating today, but I've not heard any bird scaring activity. Where should we go? Let's just rest there for a minute on the tower. Rest at the tower. Ted Kelly, our friend in Dublin, or one of our friends in Dublin. Hello, my friend. Enjoying the show? Excellent. There's Ken, emojis to great effect. That went up like a rocket. Can't believe it was that full, to be honest. Alibi in with short final emoji. I've got visual on that alibi. As I often say, you must have an enhanced radar set to mine. It literally just poked through the cloud. I won't put the camera on it yet because it's just the light twinkling, but fantastic timing. Yorkshire biker, how goes it, my friend? Well down here. Not a Mark and Eddie show though. Eddie's under the weather, too ill for his late pre-match fitness test, languishing in his pit. Yeah, the salt cellar indeed, Ken. Oh dear. Right. Let's have a quick look at the landscape. So let's get to the end of the runway. So we are on runway 25 at the minute. Let's rest us there. Summit overflying us. It's a Swiss 330. If we've got any chance of getting that. Nope. It's a typical Newcastle sky really. Airport, look, see how it's different sort of colours of cloud. If I go out a bit further, clear sky. It's the same behind me. You can hear that Swiss 330, you might be able to hear it, possibly. Just wait for the focus to settle. Come on, give it up, give it up. Target acquired. be okay from Faro. This is the point of the show where we need to keep an eye out for this Airx CRJ2 that is due out, secreted in the business terminal. It will discreetly squirt its way out. That Diamond DA62 is still transponding as well, I see. Destination still given as NA. Hopefully that will just be an engineer startup. Ooh, I see a super chat from Ken Alloway. Contribution for the T Fund. Tell you what, Ken, I always appreciate your support, as I do everybody that supports the channel, but T is all I can think of right now. Cue fireworks. Come on, let's get the fireworks on. Gather round. And no sooner have I done that, you know, you look after me, guys and girls, you really do. Nick Gray, thank you so much, buddy. You'll get some fireworks too. I'm getting ambient heat off the screen, to be honest. It's more fireworks are better. Right, thank you, Nick. Okay, fireworks. Awesome support. I was gathered round my tablet trying to get some heat off it. Right, so where's my Airx? I'm just going to rest us on this pretty sorry looking Ryanair, not going anywhere, feeling a bit unloved in the background. Somebody else has super chatted as well, very kindly. Oh, Terry the artist, such a friend. Fuel Dosh. Cue fireworks. Thank you, Terry. Oh dear. Fantastic. Indeed, Ken. I can't get these pocket warmers to work. They really won't work. I should have practiced this at home. I thought, how difficult can it be? If you were stuck up in the Cairngorms or something and you wanted these to keep you alive, ooh, I can hear startup. That's got to be the Airx. Nothing else is going to make that noise that I'm aware of in the business part. Let's have a look. I don't see it transponding, but I can definitely hear a startup. And we've got an Atlas Air going to be flying to... Oh, hang on a minute, I might be able to get you that. Let's have a look. It is flying to the east of the airport, more or less level with Dinnington. Nah. Looks like that is going to be denied to us, folks. Sorry about that. 747-400. At least we've got to see the cargo looks with Ken's pics. Oh, here's the Airx. Not transponding for me, might be transponding for you guys. We'll fly this one off. If there's no action imminent, I think we'll take an early finish team. But yeah, I think that is an attractive looking plane, me. I like the very simple Airx livery. I'd like to see a bit more of it, mind. I've seen an Airx CR J2 at Aberdeen. Couldn't remember which show it was, whether it was the May one or the August one. But I don't think it featured in the programme. Can't remember. Come on, come all the way out. Don't make sense, Rodney. All the way. Transponding for me, so that's good. Off to Vienna. Come on, keep going, keep going. You know it makes sense. Oh, lovely. We're going to get a pirouette now, aren't we? I might freeze this for a photograph, team, depending on what it does. And it's going to be an 07 departure, of course, is the obvious point. No, it's not, it's going around. Is it going around? No, it's not going around. It's madness. Can't get the shot I want anyway. '78 Alison Danisu. Hello my friend, welcome to the show. Hope you're keeping well. Nice to switch 07 back on for us. Just hear something in my headphones. I'm just not sure whether I should be panicking about the kit. I'll stay on the plane as we climb out of Newcastle International Airport. Something's made a chiming noise in my earpiece, so I need to have a little look. Right, there's a Chewy that's turned, folks. Time soon, or soon to be time, to hit the Chewy emoji. Right. Yes, you're right, Ken. Mitch, you're on board. Right. Something went ding. So what the dickens caused that? Let's just quickly go into the other options. Let's just use the web. I'm sure it's going to make itself known to me in a minute. Something went ding and nothing's running out of juice. I think. No, everything's ticking along. Right. I did say we keep going if the action was continuous, so we'll have this. Let's see how we do, shall we, folks? So it's still a kind of final call for likes, folks, but if the action is continuous, we'll stick with it a little bit longer. Whatever happens, we'll be off air by 10 to 3 anyway, but that could always be a little bit sooner. Ops team probably watching the show are now out scaring the birds. We were on about that earlier on, weren't we? And scaring me. It was a bit more atmospheric when they are blasting off with the shells. There you go. I'm not sure they're terribly convinced. Anyway, I've got a random. That isn't going anywhere, is it? That is just being relocated. I didn't think we had a Chewy departure. Right, let's call this the right way around then. Trevor, how goes it, Trevor? Welcome back to the show. Just spotted you. So what we got? Ken says 777. Is that Air Canada convoy overhead? Oh yeah, I can't see some of that won't be enough to show. We've literally got a big fat dollop of cloud. Right, I think what we're going to do, thank you Ken Alloway, getting that chewy emoji deployed, so at least it's broke its duck. There's another emoji moment for you. Orson says nothing more to be seen, he doesn't think. That DA62 doesn't seem to be showing its hand, so whether that's an engineer's startup, we'll have to see. That chewy that's moved from one gate to another just looks tactical, doesn't it? That's not going to go out in the life of the show. So let's have a look. So folks, next action. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, Ken. That is a proper posse of air cannoners, and they're growling away. See what, I'm going to try and put you on one of those just to see if I can do it. Horse is in. Henry, you've showed it too much, mate. Nah, it's just... Right. Let's go back to the tower. Back to, if in doubt, back to the tower. Nothing transponding, nothing looking imminent. I think we've reached a natural point of closure, folks. There is an EasyJet. No, that's Aberdeen. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to go for a earlier finish. We've been such a great team. Checking out the emojis. Alibi 58, Yorkshire Biker and TCC. Giving it up for... I'll not put Henry on camera, but Henry has got the horse. Do you know what, Henry? I'm just going to pan onto the horse very slowly. If you move that way, unless you want to be on TV. Henry was bonding with Orson. That's all I'm going to say. Well done, mate. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to close the camera with Orson in shot. Oh, he's following Henry. What can I say? Right, we'll do this a slightly different way. Oh dear me. I'm just collecting myself in my usual shambolic way. We might get a final plane of the show. That sounds like the DA62. But let's take nothing for granted. So, oh. But tell you what, get me the headphones. I'll just have to trust you can hear me. Improvisation, afternoon all, and really I just wanted to say an extra thanks, well double thanks as I always do. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. Noted in them Foxy B 6-month milestone as a member. Excellent. Anyone that's not yet a member, check us out. Might not be for you, but if you just click on that $ beneath the chat, you'll soon work it out for yourself. Please do check out with the like for us if you've not hit the like. Ken Alloway super chat, super stuff. Nick Gray, super chat, super stuff, and Terry the artist, trio of great friends. Super support for the modding on the show. Ken Alloway, Alibi 58. It was nice to see Alexander Wood at the beginning. I think Dopey Gore might be on his Call of Duty. I know he had the devil's own job. Thanks to Les Donaldson also who joined us. It's just been great to be in your company, and of course thanks to Terry the artist and Ken Alloway for sharing their photographs. So as always, if you are a member of the channel and you've got photographs you would like to share with us, as long as you can validate that your own work, just a simple they're mine kind of thing, send them to our plainsailing.aviation@gmail.com mailbox. We'd love to look at including them. Anyway, nothing is moving, nothing is grooving. I can hear a DA62 going out. That'll be the final plane of the show, so I'll just put the camera on it, we'll put it in the sky, and then I'll just say goodbye to you from the other side of the lens. Next show is gonna be Edinburgh tomorrow. Forecast is really dire, so watch this space. I'll do a pitch inspection in the morning with the forecast, and like I said earlier, if it's sort of 50-50, 60-40, I'll probably go and give it a go. But we'll see what's what. If that DA62 doesn't show in a minute, I think we'll close now. Can you see it, Henry? Is it? Oh, it is. It's moving. Oh no, what's moving? That's just a tanker, isn't it? Oh, I wonder if it's that blooming Embraer 170 that I can. No, it can't be that. Right, folks. I don't think there's anything more to show you. If there is, you'll have to call that a telescope on my part. Don't want to waste any of your Sunday afternoon. Time is precious. So whatever you're doing, stay safe. Hope to see you tomorrow. That's the big thing. Take care. Do you reckon they're just engine testing that? Oop. Right, see you folks. We've definitely not got anything to show. We just thought it might have come into view.